but B is a twisted son of a bitch. I don't know who stabbed him in the back in their life to create some fucking, but I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit at all.
That shit was genius, man. And then that one scene where they had them niggas tied up in the on the couch, and the
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker started changing right in front of the niggas. I was like, oh shit! Like these niggas was tied up, bruh. The motherfucker was transforming and shit. Oh my god, that movie was
Fuck,
fucking great.
fuck that movie. You know who has it worse than me though? Fucking Jerome. He can't handle
That
that
nigga
shit at
can't.
all. Like, you want him to be scared as shit? Just bring up that movie. You'll see a side of him. He can't. He cannot deal with that fucking movie.
That shit was great. It was some crazy shit when the motherfucking they was dissecting the motherfucker like they was doing experiments on his ass, and he had that big ass like open stomach, and the shit closed on
Hmm.
that nigga hand. I was like, oh shit, man! It was a lot of oh shit moments in
I
that
know
movie,
every
bro.
time that thing popped up, you were like, "Fuck that hurt."
That shit came out of nowhere. Did you
I
watch?
would just be like, "Ain't this a bitch?" Like every time it would fool my ass.
Did you watch
Every
the
time.
second one?
No, I didn't watch the second one.
Oh, nigga, you gotta watch that shit because
Is it good? Because I was traumatized by the first one enough.
it's fantastic. Because it's a prequel, but they have the
Okay.
same name. That's why it was weird. But it's a prequel, and it ends where the first one starts off. That shit, it was great. It was a lot of oh shit moments in that motherfucker too.
He said, "Oh shit,
Oh man, yeah, that shit was insane.
man, fucking." Oh yeah, we need to talk about that DOA.
Hell yeah. Um,
So you already know how I feel about it.
how you feeling? Tell the people.
Look, I don't like the idea. Okay, I like the idea of making everybody look like adults as opposed to 14-year-old fighters. I'm cool with that. All right. That's just the art style. All right, I get it. You're updating it. Fine. More realistic combat, whatever. They've never had more realistic combat. But these stupid fucking super meters. I don't know if I don't know if I should blame fucking Capcom for the EX shit, because like after that happened, like games that I feel don't need an EX system for moves adopt an EX system, and it's fucking annoying. Like Street Fighter 4 came out, like with Street Fighter you kind of expect it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
from from like Street Fighter 3, you know, Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, Third Strike, EX moves, whatever. Like even in I forget the other iterations that they have them in, but you expect it. So Tekken fucking comes along and they're like, oh, super moves, EX moves. All right, even in Mortal Kombat that shit makes sense. But like, how would you feel about a super meter in a game like Dead or Alive or Virtua Fighter? Like, how would that make you feel? Games that are a little more like Virtua Fighter's clearly more serious of a fighter, so like having a super meter in that would really set me off. But like DOA was like the one game that I was like, it hasn't been tainted yet. It hasn't been tainted. And now fucking super moves and shit and EX moves
Well,
and shit.
I don't have. I mean, it's pretty much a power blow, right? Or
I
is it? Can
mean,
you use it? All I know is it's like a power move, and you can use it offensively and defensively.
and I like I said, I may I also may be speaking like way out of context. So I'm on the internet right now to make sure that I'm not fucking like crazy. But I mean, basically that's what they're doing. Like besides, you know, cutting the titty jiggle. That's
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
how I
I
feel
don't know
about
if
it yet.
in the build that they put out, it wasn't a lot, but I ain't going. I don't think they completely got rid of it like everybody's saying.
No, I think they toned it down. If anything, like they took out the mode where you can make their boobs jiggle. Like what is it, like DOA or Extreme
Yeah,
or like basically where it's just Jello. You know?
that shit was fantastic, man. That's what makes DOA great because at least they meta about it. Niggas give DOA flack for doing that shit, but then Street Fighter, I was watching Maximilian. He did a video like a rate the costume video,
Mm-hmm.
and he went through all the fucking costumes. They got some lewd ass shit in there, bruh. I don't want to hear nobody say nothing about DOA and the costumes and shit when Street Fighter just did the same shit pretty much. And I'm pretty sure them titties is way bigger. Jury has
Yeah.
some jiggle physics in her titties with her neutral pose, bruh. I
All
seen
right,
that
I'm looking
shit.
at it right now.
I seen that shit, bruh. That nigga was going through all the models and all the costumes. And she would like move her shoulders in a way, you know what I'm saying? Them shits was moving, bruh. That fucking Chun-Li costume, the pre-order
Okay, so
costume,
most of Chun-Li's costumes are like hypersexual. Like
hell yeah.
honestly, most of them are hyper fucking sexual. Like I can understand where you're coming from because it's like there have been games before it that are doing it. Like yeah, Street Fighter, like Armika, for instance,
Thick
she
ass
is
thighs, big
incredibly
ass
busted.
titties,
Yeah,
fat
like
ass.
big ass everything, like incredibly
It's
busted.
ridiculous.
And no one says anything, really. And
But
it's funny.
DOA does it, and it's like, oh, they just fan service. Like,
Well, and I'm trying to figure out if it's because DOA is like now, mind you, what I'm about to say is an extreme stretch, so bear with me. It's gonna sound fucking stupid, but I'm going to try to explain it as best I can. Like the biggest difference between DOA and fucking Street Fighter in that respect that I think certain people go on is like Street Fighter is more of a cartoony type thing, whereas DOA is like, oh wow, most of these people aside from their large ass eyes are like closer to looking like a real ass thing, if that makes sense, as opposed to Street Fighter characters. Like I said, it's a stretch. I'm not saying this is like a thing, but I think some people look at it that way. It's like, oh, when you look at DOA models compared to Street Fighter models, like clearly Street Fighter models are anatomically incorrect as fuck. Not to say that DOAs aren't, but DOA is closer to like a real life feel, and it's a 3D fighter as opposed to a 2D fighter. You know,
I get that, but
I don't know if that's like a thing. I'm just saying I feel like that's certain that way. They're like, oh, it's a cartoon, so it's like not a big deal. I'm like, well, fucking say that about like Jessica Rabbit. You know, Jessica Rabbit or fucking the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, his girlfriend. You remember
yeah,
that?
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, that is Jessica Rabbit. I'm thinking of Babs. That's what I'm thinking of.
Shit.
But like I can understand your sentiment where it's like you guys are gonna get on DOA about jiggle physics and all that stupid shit, but like these other games have been sneaking it under or sneaking it by you for all these years.
Right,
And
you don't nobody say shit.
I also think it blew up in Team Ninja or Tecmos or whoever's face because they're so unapologetic about it, and that pisses people off. Because you know nowadays people like to do sneaky ass things but never want to be confronted about it.
Right.
And I think that's another thing. They're like,
Well,
oh, you gonna be outwards about it? Well, fuck you then.
what pisses me off more about Street Fighter doing it is they censored all the specials and the intros and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Got rid of fucking Mika's butt slap and that camera angle on Cammy's intro and all that shit, but then they put in these lewd ass outfits. I was gonna say that Chun-Li pre-order outfit, you can clearly see the bitch's pussy. It's all like it's blacked out. But you know what I'm saying? The flap, like whatever is dangling down in front, like it's split, like so her legs pop out, and she does them high ass kicks, bruh. When she does her super, they put the shot like right there, dog. It's black, like you can't see any pussy lips or nothing. But when she kicks, she opens that shit up, dog. You can see it,
All right,
and
so
it's like what.
you said Chun-Li, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what we're gonna do? Because I'm on Capcom's thing, and I'm looking at like all the costumes. I'm about to send screenshots, not of her in attack mode, but of all her costumes. So which costume are you specifically referring to? Because Chun-Li has like way too many costumes.
Yeah, true that. It's she has like
She has the
pre
wedding dress,
like a pre-order costume, like
the Capcom Pro Tour where she has
where
like a first star.
she has long straight hair, and then it's like a Chinese dress or something like that.
Oh, the battle outfit. You're talking about battle outfit 1, right?
I'm not even sure what it's called.
I'm gonna send you the image. All right, so for those of you who don't know, check that. Is it this the costume?
That is the costume, sir.
Okay.
That is it. Look
Is
at
this
this
the
shit,
accused?
bruh.
Yes, sir. So
Sir,
essentially, it yeah, it's pretty.
that is lewd as shit.
So
You can
it only
imagine when she does her super that you
well
can
yeah,
see
because
it.
all of her kicks. Or I'm gonna give you another few costumes that are like pretty scandalous. Like she has the Capcom Pro Tour one. I'm not gonna lie, I actually like because she looks sexy as hell. But it's more of like it's still kind of like I don't know if you would use the word trashy, but she at least has pantyhose on, you know, or stockings.
Yeah.
Something. I will send it. Actually, like it's basically the same as the battle one, but the same thing applies. Like there's that
Oh,
one
that's
there.
nice.
Yeah, that's a nice one because it's like the same thing but a little more reserved. Or what's the word I want to use? Classy in a sense. I don't even know
Right.
if classy is the right word, but you get what I'm.
For
You get what I mean.
most, when I would watch gameplay on this shit, I was thinking all these costumes were mods.
No,
And
well, okay. Here's the funny thing: a lot of these costumes modders got to before Capcom added them. Capcom just started cashing in on modders' work. Yeah, dude. When I had Street Fighter 4 on PC, like people make better costumes than Capcom can, and Capcom start like that. You remember the Captain Commando one that you had to fight for? Like people already did Beautiful Joe and Captain Commando for free on PC. Capcom just started cashing in on this shit
of course,
because fucking they
why
like
not?
dicking you down and taking your money. You know it's true. I know it's true. Okay, so another character is Laura.
Laura's just straight ridiculous, bruh.
Like the
In her goddamn character select screen, when you select her and she got her fucking arms up and she's like stretching her chest out and shit. Come on,
yeah.
son. How you gonna give DOA flack for that shit? Like, I don't even think. I mean, they do shit like that, but at least they been doing it. Like, they
Yeah.
never try to hide the shit. They like, look, we got bad bitches. Here you go.
Here, take this. Let's see what Jury has. I don't think Jury has anything like hypersexual. Her stuff is just tight.
Yeah, but them legs though, man. That shit's
Hold on,
ridiculous.
let me see this shit. I'm about to log into this. They gave me framed out and everything. I don't know how the fuck I haven't found this. I don't know how to feel about this shit.
Like she
Yeah,
be
all her shit is
resting
like
her damn arm on her leg and shit, and it be way up there.
all her
And
shit is
thighs
like
super big.
dominatrix,
Oh man.
dominatrix type shit. That should tell you all that.
I'll tell you, bro. That neutral stance she got through jiggle physics, bro. I'll tell you.
He said, "Oh man."
I just imagine these bitches in real life with these proportions,
That,
bro. Oh my
I'd be like,
god.
all of it's plastic. All that shit's plastic. All of it. So the main ones are Chun-Li's pretty pretty bad as far as her costumes. Cammy's well already bad because she's got that damn fucking leotard thing.
This
It's fucked
bitch
up.
has the camel toe, bruh. You can on almost every one of her goddamn outfits, bruh. This bitch never has on like nothing goes past her pussy lips, pretty much. Like they like her entire leg and ass is out, and then she has one victory stance in between rounds where she turns around and shows her ass off. I was like, damn, bruh. Come on, son. Like, why even censor the shit? Like, it's out there.
You were getting fucked up, boy.
I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't. You can keep the
Well,
teen rating, but you can come out with all this shit.
yeah, no, honestly, that's a valid point. Like, DOA does get a little too much flack for being hypersexual and proud of it.
Right.
I mean,
Especially when 5 came out, they revamped the whole combat system and it's so much better now and
they did.
nobody they still got that idea from the older ones. Even though it was still a fucking dope ass fighting game.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know. It's like they even came out. The fucked up part is they tell you, they're like, oh yeah, by the fucking way, we're coming out with like Dead or Alive volleyball, where it's like they just naked. Well, not naked, but everybody's in fucking bikinis. Like
Everybody
they
has
even,
like they're playing volleyball in their swimsuits. But
yeah,
if they on a beach, why wouldn't they be in swim? Like they make it legit, you know what I'm saying? Like
like my thing is they literally tell you, you know, what the hell is going on,
they
and people still for some reason can't accept that, and they lose their fucking shit over it. And like you said, games like this or fucking the new what's that shit called? King of Fighters that's coming out. That's all the whole female squad. You didn't hear about that?
how are they looking?
Hold on, I'm about to pull it up right now. KOF all female. Okay, here we go. It's like a new thing that's coming out. It's called. Wait. Okay, here we go. I found an article. This shit is called SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. What the fuck?
Is it KOF but it's just all the females?
Yes, and they. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Nope. I'm about. So you can custom. Oh my god. I'm just now seeing this shit, and as you would say, bruh, look, I'm about to show you now. Oh my fucking god. This is one screenshot. I'm about to give you so many screenshots. That's one screenshot of the game.
Yo.
And
That's
DOA is getting flack? Word? Word, people?
that shit looks ill.
Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. I'm gonna keep sending these shits to you.
I'm just like, look man, the
Look,
fucking
by
audience
the
is
way,
pretty much male.
look, you can also customize these sons of bitches. You can put accessories on them. It's a
Damn, they
glorified.
got the whole dress mode.
Yeah, voice samples. Like you might as well just turn this shit into a dating sim after the fight.
Is it
Honestly.
is it a custom character or are you just changing?
No, you're just adding accessories to each
Oh,
character.
okay.
From the looks of it.
That's still pretty dope
Someone-
though.
We ain't sponsored, but I'm just gonna say thanks to Kotaku.com for providing me these screenshots. Also, I'd like to thank Game.Capcom.com for supplying the Street Fighter characters in all their glory.
Shout out.
You know, just in case. Like, you didn't cite where you got it. Hey, look, man. I
Now we
just
are.
did.
I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
I mean, like, now that, I mean, that's fine. I'm irritated about the fucking one button combo system. I never liked it in any fighting game ever. That's just upsetting to me because I feel like you should earn your combos like anybody who worked hard before that shit even came out. You know, you should be on the same playing field. It doesn't really put you on equal playing field. And I get that, like, the excuse, which is also a valid one that I hear every fucking time I bring it up, is like, well, a real fighting game player will figure out how to get around it. That's still an extra tool for them to use. Like, we don't get, you know, like,
Yeah.
take that shit away and learn the game like the rest of. Like, I get it. It's like, oh, if I'm good, I'm gonna know exactly what you're doing. Okay, so what about those random guys you play that just do random shit, and because you're not used to random ass shit, you get fucked up by literally one button? Like, how would you feel after you put like 20 hours, 30, 40 hours into training and playing your friends 100 hours, and then you got beat by a new guy who just pressed one button? Like, would that not piss you off?
Um, Not really for me. I might be different though.
Like, how
Cause
would you
if you're
feel
talking
about
about
it?
like auto combos,
Yeah, I've never been a fan of auto.
the that shit pisses me off if it happens on accident. Like if I know a motherfucker wasn't trying to do that shit, but it still like worked out, that's when it pisses me off. It
That's
don't
what I'm
piss me
talking
off.
about. That one fucking button. It literally goes back to what I said. That one button ruined your day. Like, really? It's even worse when you didn't mean to do it. That shit makes me want to jump through the server and choke whoever it is who's on the other end. Like, oh, you pressed what? You got lucky. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to.
I only have two. I only play two games that have that shit. One is Killer Instinct, and Killer Instinct got the fucking combo breaker, so I'm breaking your shit off top. But in Dragon Ball Fighters, the auto combos. Did you play that shit yet?
Yeah, I played it.
The auto combos are implemented into the game, so like.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh. Oh, wait. Oh my god. I gotta brush my teeth, dog. Oh,
What?
fuck, that's nasty. Woo.
Did you like just smell your own breath and it was like, damn?
No, it's worse. So, oh my god. So I had a loogie earlier,
Uh-huh.
and I spit that shit in a bottle, and I have two water bottles, and I drank out the wrong fucking bottle and just tasted that. That shit is fucking nasty. I'll be right back. That shit is fucking gross.
Oh my god. That is fucking disgusting, bro. We gotta take a quick recess on that shit.
Fucking nasty, man.
Oh. Oh shit. I ain't never heard no shit like that before, bro. That's fucking hilarious and gross.
Oh my god, that shit. Ooh.
Holy shit.
Man, I'm ashamed of myself. I should just log off. I fucked up so bad. I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead. I went and got a beer. Fuck it. I gotta wash this shit away.
Oh my god.
Like right as you were talking, I felt that slimy shit go right.
I don't even remember what I was talking. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Fucking gross.
So my god. So in Dragon Ball Fighters, the motherfucking auto combo system is implemented into the game like you can't turn it off. So motherfuckers would just wake up pressing buttons and get some successful shit off. Or like,
Yeah, I hate that shit.
another thing is they have, usually if you hit light twice, the character does some kind of dash in attack. So people will use that shit in the neutral and just get the hit off and be able to continue it.
That's why I don't like those kinds of things, because actually, I feel like at a deeper level, it changes the meta. Like,
It does.
And people are like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, yeah, it does. The situation where he just explained it, because when you play with competent players or you watch a lot of players play, you can clearly see the difference between like seasoned veterans and people who just start. People who like, unless in the seasoned veterans thing are like pros, they don't ever really disrespect each other unless they know they can run the other guy over. So there's a very like back and forth checkers chess gameplay going on.
Right.
They won't wake up and do completely disrespectful things. So each of them are like actually thinking. There's like a thought process. They're going, you make this move, I make this move. Nope, not with anybody under that. Most people under that, they don't give a fuck, especially anybody online. They're like, oh, you got a hard knockdown? I'm gonna just wake up and press shit. And like, when you start to respect people, when you naturally respect people, you almost always get caught off guard by like weird bullshit like that, because you're like, nobody who plays really well would do that unless they planned to do it. Like, unless it was like some intricate plan for like 3 steps later, where you have me freaking out that you're gonna do it again. No,
Right.
most people under that, they just wake up with some shit because that's what their go-to is. It's like in their muscle memory. Now give them a 1-button free ass combo that links into like what is it, a 3-bar special, 5-bar special? Like, the fuck? It changes the meta. That one button changes the whole thing. In DOA, I'm like, I don't like it. Like, I don't, especially a game like DOA. Like, I don't
They
agree
have
with
that.
it.
I think you literally just press one button, and the character will do a combo into the power blow.
That's even fucking worse.
I mean, it's a power blow. The only problem I have with the super system in that shit, in the build that they were showing, I was watching gameplay on it. You build that shit super quick, and it does an insane amount of damage if you get it off.
Really?
Like, nigga, John Lee did a fucking 2-hit combo. Nigga, that shit did about 60%.
Holy shit.
2 hits. He hit the motherfucker into the wall with the fucking super punch. And then he power blowed his ass. That shit was
absurd.
Ridiculous.
That's absurd.
I was like, that's an insane amount of damage for 2 fucking hits.
John Lee S tier again?
It looked in that build, hell yeah. I know they gonna nerf that shit, cause it feels like you can probably get about 4 of those off in like
one match.
And for each character in a round. That's what it feels like.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems insane.
It builds up super fucking quick.
When did you watch the build of it?
Like a couple of days after E3, niggas was playing it. But I think it's still super early. I mean, it is still super early. I mean, that shit. Hopefully, you'll be able to adjust it. Because that shit was ridiculous. They should have just kept, like, the regular power blow system when you get to half health.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, like, these fucking visual effects. Yeah, I'm watching gameplay right now, and within, like, I don't even know, 10 seconds, if that, they both built a full super bar. Or whatever that bar is. Yeah, like,
And but I like the fact that you can use it defensively.
yeah.
Like, if somebody activates their shit, I think you can activate your shit and just stop it. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like it. I'm looking at it. I kind of like the visuals a little bit. It just needs a little more polishing to me.
I think
Like,
I'm glad they added some, well, they always had, like, kind of, actually, I take that back. They usually just get, like, in 5, they just get dirt and sweat on them and water and shit.
yeah.
But now they added some damage. And that's pretty dope.
It looks a little bit. I can't tell if it's slower or faster. I can't tell if it's slower or faster because it looks, and I think it's just because they're playing the ninjas right now. When it comes to like movement, it seems kind of fast, but when they actually hit each other, there's like weight, so it slows down. That did so much damage. Oh my god. Yeah, I
I'm telling you, bro, that shit's
I
ridiculous.
agree. Like it looks like you can use that bar at least 4 times in a round. Like if it's a good match and it's going back and forth, like I wouldn't imagine that it takes long.
Like each person could get it off twice.
Yeah, like literally. Oh, Helena, my woman, you beautiful. Ooh,
Another thing about them
you
damn,
know she my character boy.
I
Oh,
already know. Another thing about them damn, whatchamacallits, them damn swimsuits and shit. What is going on with my goddamn computer?
actually, I like her character model better, but she looks much better this way. Like the look fits her. You better get him with the
Some
mix-ups.
people, I mean, the only person who looked like drastically different is Hayate and John Lee. Like that nigga John Lee
Yeah,
looks like a damn teenager, low key.
he,
And then
uh, he, I don't like his face. I think maybe
who
it's just his
else?
hair. Wow,
Not even sure what it is. I'm not even sure what they did, but
I love
it
that hair.
doesn't
Oh my
look.
god.
At least it doesn't look bad. Like it doesn't look like Marvel Infinite bad. Like
Marvel Infinite Bad was just not even necessary. How the fuck do you have that much money and you still manage to fuck up like like simple? It was like you had one fucking job. Like literally, make them not look okay. If the gameplay is shitty, at least make it look decent. Can't even
yeah,
do that.
right. I
You have
was
to fuck.
the thing about art style is that shit could completely turn me off to a game.
Yep.
Like I wouldn't play Fortnite just because I don't like the art style. It's a little too cartoony for me.
If you, that's why I won't play Dauntless.
Play what?
I can't. Dauntless. It's a Monster Hunter clone.
Uh,
Okay, it's basically a Monster Hunter clone. Because I know there's gonna be somebody if you put this up that's gonna be like, it's not the fucking same. Look, Monster Hunter is the benchmark because this came after Monster Hunter and it plays a lot like Monster Hunter. So therefore, I'm going to call it a clone.
of
A
course.
clone doesn't mean exactly the same. Jesus. Cover my
This
like
dude arguing with this theoretical person who's gonna come.
I'm trying to cover my bases. Because a
Now
clone
for you,
isn't
it's the same thing with like PUBG. Everybody gonna call it PUBG clone, even though
yeah.
what was it, Daisy or whatever before that, Battle Royale. It all came from Battle Royale in the first place, the fucking movie.
Yeah.
But
Yep, that's where it all came from.
either way, they gonna call that shit a damn. You gonna call it a clone?
I am completely tired of battle royales, but I don't want to get too far off DOA because battle royales is a whole other subject. That I could just.
We could get into that actually,
Oh, you want to
because
get into that?
after this though, I'm still I was about to put this picture in the chat because we talking about lewd shit,
Oh
and
yeah.
here's an all time classic. Where is that shit? Here it is.
Oh.
Come
Oh.
on now.
Oh, son.
Ivy done had the biggest motherfucking titties in fighting games, like forever, and she always got the fucking cleavage.
Her and what was that Soul Calibur 7,
6.
6? I don't know what number we on.
I don't either. I can't play that shit no more.
It is 6. Hold on, let me see.
I just feel like the combat is too uncontrolled in that shit.
I don't mind it. I don't. I've always liked Soul Calibur. It's never been like my favorite of all favorites. I will say the one thing I don't like about Soul Calibur is the Namco team recycled animations from Borong, and Martial Law, and their respective characters are Maxi, He's basically martial law with nunchucks or forest law with nunchucks. Like watch the animations. They have a lot of the same fucking moves. And the fuck, the Korean, the fuck, what is his name?
I don't even
I'm gonna,
connect Soul Calibur to other
yeah, like
fighting games and shit.
the animations are fucking recycled. Like they do it every fucking like damn near every game.
Damn.
Like they kind of add new stuff. Yeah, like what? Once I name the character, like you'll see. Let's see the full cast. I gotta figure out what his name is. Not Ziva, not Astaroth, not Keelik. Yoshimitsu is just cheating. Like there's, it's funny that the way they wrote him, they're just like, look, fuck it. Like he's in every game ever. And by the way, this ain't the Yoshimitsu you think it is. It's like the fifth removed from the seventh master who got killed by us. Like
Oh,
it's,
right.
you know, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever you guys fucking say,
I was
whatever.
just confused as hell about that shit. I'm like, he's not even a guest character in there. He's just in there. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I'm trying to figure out. I can't let this go. I gotta figure out this character's fucking name, or I'm gonna lose my shit. Like, I need to know his name. Characters. No, no, no. Fuck is his name? Not Patroklos. He's Korean. I like how they. Fuck, that's what I get for going here. It's like something Huang or something.
Nah, I'm thinking about what's his face from Tekken.
It is Huang.
Huarang.
It is Huang. Well, in the first Soul Calibur.
I have no idea.
Huang Seong Yeong. I can't say that shit.
That's
I'm not even gonna attempt.
ain't that back when it was just in the arcade?
Yeah.
I wasn't playing that shit.
Soul Calibur 3.
I got a point to make about DOA.
Oh yeah, it was him. Yeah. The point is, fucking Soul Calibur has recycled animations, and I know I'm not the only person who fucking saw it. And what are you saying about DOA?
I was gonna basically sum up the whole lewd situation.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about recycling animations from one character?
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing that changes between those characters in Soul Calibur is they have weapons. Like, I'm dead serious. They add, like, look up Maxi and then look up, like, Forest or Martial Law. Why the fuck does Maxi have the backflip kick? It's the same exact animation on top of it. It's literally the same animation. They also gave Maxi and I think Huang, like, the same kick Huang does after switching. It's like he does this twist. Like, he fakes the first leg and then comes around with his left leg, but he's in the air. Like, I pay attention to this shit. I probably shouldn't, but I do. Like, it bothers me. It's gotta be a YouTube video. Hell yeah! Somebody already did it.
Already compared to animations.
Oh wow, they even recycled it from fucking. Oh my god, that's horrible. I can't do this to my. So Soul Calibur 3, the created characters, took a lot of moves, Tekken characters. Oh yeah, all right. Go ahead with DOA before I have a brain aneurysm. Because this shit is actually starting. Like, I don't want to play this shit no more.
I was gonna say what DOA does with the lewd shit, like basically taking it and making it like hyper realistic and shit, is the same thing Mortal Kombat does with its violence. Like, they both are respective fighting games, but they just took this aspect of it and like made it the staple, or made it like hyper realistic.
I agree. It's like obviously it's not the same like thing, but it still presents the same kind of issue, or not the same kind of issue, but the same way people go about it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, because Mortal Kombat, that was a big deal with the, but yet we still have fucking Mortal Kombat.
We still got Injustice.
And then remember, DOA had that whole cloud around it because of the director that left. They were like, "Oh, that dude was a pervert," basically. Oh, I forget his name. I don't know if you heard it. Do you remember anything
Nah.
about that? Okay, so one of the lead, I don't designer, or I forget what exactly the position was, but he ended up leaving Tecmo or Team Ninja. Man leaves Team. I don't remember his name.
Was he like forced to resign or did he just leave?
I think it was his name was. I'm about to butcher the hell out of this. Monobu Itakagi, I think it's him. Yeah, he's the one who created the Dead or Alive series, and he revived the Ninja Gaiden. So he was like the guy kind of behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forget the scandal. I'm trying to look. Oh yeah, apparently he was an asshole.
Damn. Well, they got his ass
Apparently,
out of there.
yeah, apparently aggressive. He was an asshole, but he ended up leaving. Yeah, it was sexual harassment.
Wow.
Some girl had claimed that he did a bunch of unwanted sexual like advances on him since 2003, and it took him 3 years. He was like, "I'm out this bitch."
Is
Um,
it bad to say that that doesn't surprise me?
well, apparently Tecmo, yeah, it's not a. It's in today's day and age. They're saying that Tecmo did a investigation, and it said that the quote allegations in question were a result of the former employee's desire to vent frustration over her own personal affair, and not indicative of sexual harassment.
Wow.
Wow. So basically, they were both. It sounds like they were both fucking around. She got pissed off because maybe, and I don't know the whole situation. He was like, "All right, I got my dick in. I got my dick wet. I'm good." And she was like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "I said I got my dick wet. I'm leaving." And she was like, "No, fuck that. He touched me. He fucking touched me. Touched me unwanted multiple times and made several advances on me." And then Tecmo was like, "Hold on, let me check this. Oh, y'all both fucking stupid. All right, y'all. First of all, you should have been fucking, and you can't be taking that shit out on him. And secondly, you shouldn't be fucking with employees. You know what? We're demoting you. Get the fuck out."
God damn.
Yeah. So, with all that being said, it just DOA also has that hanging over too, because it's like, anytime anyone is involved with like a sexual scandal of any kind, like that game or that person is instantly like they're like fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
Like a big franchise, and then you got that type of shit happening.
exactly. Not to mention that it's already a game that's hypersexual. Oh, no wonder it's
Right.
hypersexual. This guy was fucking trying to fuck with making unsolicited fucking sexual remarks and hitting on women that didn't want it. So of course, it gives them more ammo. Where like you didn't hear about that shit in Capcom, or if
I
you
feel that shit, but I don't knock, like, nobody, because I didn't even hear about that shit. So the fact that everybody's knocking on the gameplay doesn't make any sense.
yeah, yeah, it doesn't. But people look for anything they can. Like a lot of people can't play DOA because of the counter system. It's too fast.
That's
People
another thing.
find.
Like, you can get out of pretty much any combo in the game, but people complain about other games. Like when people complain about Marvel, it's just like, oh, get hit once and die.
Yeah,
Well,
that
this
happens.
game you can get out of any combo. So are you gonna play that? Nah.
No, it's too much work.
Like,
I hate that shit. That
like DOA is the middle ground
pretty much.
for all complaints about any fighting game. You hear shit
It's like,
about like you can't get out of combos. Well, you can in this game.
yeah, you can get out of combos. Like you've always been able to get out of combos. Literally, unless it's a power blow or not a power blow. The
The
move that
critical
like
burst.
explodes your back. Yeah, a critical burst. Even when you get a critical stun, they give you a chance if you guess right to get out of it. You just have to guess right. You know, 9 times out of 10, if they
Sometimes
get a,
you can guess
it works out.
wrong and still get out of it.
It's true. You could guess wrong, do like a low counter, and they do a high, and
And
because you were low countering, they
yeah, it
completely whiff.
whiffs.
So it's the game has outs. Personally, now this is me being nitpicky. Like games like DOA are easy. Like games like Street Fighter, I'm not saying Street Fighter is the best fighting game ever. You literally only have a 2D plane to work on with so many options.
Right.
Like, so when people complain that Street Fighter is too hard, I kinda am like, yeah, I kinda get it. But at the same time, I'm like, just with anything, if you just put the time and effort in, you'll understand it.
Here's my
But like,
gripe. My gripe with the fucking with 2D fighters in general are
mm-hmm,
fucking cross ups and shit. The ones that look like they're not gonna cross up, but they cross up.
they have ambiguous cross ups.
Oh my god.
Is that like your weakness in 2D?
Nah, it just pisses me off. Like in KI, they'll give like Jago and Shago have them stupid ass heavy punch, them air heavy punches where they do the little 360 fucking sword swing,
Mm-hmm.
and there's that shit literally covers all the options,
Yeah.
and it'll look like he's jumping over you, but it'll be in the front. Like that shit, that shit just pisses me off.
I was like, you went through a memory. Well, yeah, you have to write every time, and if you don't, you get kind of stuck.
If you have a DP, it'll trade.
I'll take the trade over a full blown combo. And
Yeah,
having
but
to
you
guess.
still gotta take the damage.
True.
That shit sucks. It's like like every time you get a hard knockdown, you pulling that shit out. There's no other strategy. And whether you did it on purpose or not, you got the cross up or you got the trade.
True. You just have to train your muscle memory to, whenever it hits, go straight into a combo that you practiced over and over.
And then sometimes you do a DP, it'll whiff, and then
Mm-hmm.
you just free that.
I think I'm used to it because I've been playing Street Fighter since 2. So I'm kind of like, all right. Me personally, I either dash or I just hope I guess the right side. But you're right. There's not much you can do.
If
Nine
it's,
times out of 10, I hope they just fuck up.
yeah, pretty much.
Alright. And like, I can understand the frustration too, especially when I play nothing but low tier characters. Not because I pride myself in it, because every character I end up liking is fucking low on the totem pole.
Me too, usually.
Yeah. What wasn't Thunder like dumb low tier?
Was.
Yeah, it was. Was. When I first started playing him, he was like stupid low tier, and I'm like, this is garbage. I was getting fucked up by everything under the sun. You name it. They
That
could breathe into the controller. I lost. I'm like, oh,
But they gave
fuck.
him that option to go through projectiles. Oh my god! And then he's like completely invincible on his uppercut, so he could do that to
Okay,
get across the map fast.
he needed the dash or whatever to go through it, whatever. But I don't know about the invincible. I don't think he needed that.
That shit's pretty ridiculous. It's ridiculous because he can do a bunch of things after the uppercut.
Yeah.
If it wasn't invincible and he had the options, I'd be like, that's cool. But it's
What is
invincible.
on startup or the whole fucking thing?
I think the whole active frames on the way up, he's invincible.
That's
And then like on the way down he can be hit, but then he has options. Like he can do the little front flip drop thing, the fucking
Yeah,
medium kick.
I always do one of those. Actually, I was doing that shit with you. I remember
Oh, that shit is
that shit
annoying.
was fucking you because you have to guess right.
Oh
You're like, all right,
man.
what is he gonna do? I mean, the flip thing is easy as fuck to see, though. In all honesty,
Yeah,
because once you see the flip, you're like, well, once he fucks up, he's wide open. Because I think he's negative
but you can
if you
counter that
block it.
shit.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, like when it comes to DOA really isn't that hard. It's just fast paced. It's a quick game.
Right. I love the fact that I don't believe in any tier list for DOA,
Really.
and everybody does. For every big combo that they have, everybody does around the same amount of damage, which is about 40%.
You go to the training room and do this?
Of course. Well, even just watching it, like just watching people play other characters and shit. If you get like a
Mhm.
full critical burst combo and you juggle them and shit, it's gonna come
Yeah.
out to about 40% every time.
Wow.
Nobody has any 50, 60% combos. There's some like exploits in it to get you more damage, like Bass in.
What about wall combos though?
It's the same shit.
Okay.
Because if you do, when you do the critical burst, you only get one wall hit. The only way you get two wall hits is if you like one punch them into the wall or some shit.
Got ya. So,
But
of course.
a bunch of people have advantages like in the that one on that one map house. It's not house, I'm thinking about Rainbow Six. But it's that fucking that map where it's just like a tiny ass room and they got the small ass ceiling. Like a bunch of characters can take advantage of that shit and get extra damage. But it's
Okay.
all situational, you know what I'm saying? But
I mean,
in every other instance, if you get a big combo, you're getting about 40% with every character.
I mean, so is that why you don't believe in tier lists? But what about characters like John Lee who have insane reach right away?
But it can be countered. That's why I
Good
don't
point.
believe in the tier list. Like nobody has any fucking cheap 50/50s or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Like it all depends on the player and his knowledge of his opponent's character pretty much.
And his opponent's tendencies.
Exactly.
Because I used to, that was a big part of my game that was missing is I would only study the character and not the player. Because some players, no matter what the meta is, will just play the character in a way that isn't like, the way to play them. And if you don't study that, you get fucked up pretty fucking fast. You know?
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I could go with that, like why there isn't a tier list. Why you don't believe in that game specifically that there should be. Because there is a counter for everything.
Exactly.
I don't know what they go off of. Maybe they go off of damage potential. But like you said,
That's
um,
the only thing you could give it to, because some, like if you get high counter with those grab characters,
mm-hmm.
that shit does a ton of fucking damage.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could give it to. Like there's an advantage to playing grab characters in that shit, especially if you're playing against somebody who counters a lot. But
Yeah, I
again,
do that shit.
there's a way out of that. You could just not counter.
Okay. So DOA 5 has death combos. I'm on YouTube because I wanted to see like, okay, but it seems like damn near every character has death combos.
Oh, it's probably in the medium damage, maybe.
Let me see. What character should we look for a death combo of?
Bass.
All right, that
I
just
seen
sounds
that
kind of.
shit in let me see. I guarantee you they all using like the environment in some kind of way.
Well, they have to. I
Like
don't
they're
think.
all situational.
Let's see Rachel. I have to see Rachel because we know I play.
I
No,
just looked up
Rachel.
oh my god. Put it in the chat. Cuz I'm looking
Wait
at one
for Rachel. Oh
for
my god,
whichever one you're watching. Cuz I was looking at some random one, like the first one that popped up in the YouTube.
dude. No, Rachel only used one. Like she used the environment, but it was one thing. Now, obviously, the only way these 100% work is if um the person you're playing guesses wrong like every fucking time. You know,
Right.
like if they don't do anything to interrupt
Like
it.
it's
This is
like
like best case scenario combo.
it's like in Killer Instinct, if you counter breaker a nigga like 3 or 4 times, then he just gonna die. Like,
Yeah, pretty much. Like, let's see if you know your combos. And
okay.
see the link.
Yeah, I see it. I'm watching it right now. Technically, it was out of the combo, right? I see that. I see it. Like they all using the environment.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you'd have to.
But that's what I'm saying. Like every regular combo is only gonna get you about 40%.
Yeah. Definitely use the environment on the.
Especially, and there's the point that you're not countering anything that they're doing.
Exactly. That's what I was like. This is like these combos are like best case. You know, they don't get kind of wrong every fucking time.
The only time you're gonna get something like this off is if you're playing against somebody who has no idea how to counter.
Yeah, good point. Well, to be honest with you, the combo would automatically fail with this character specifically because I could get somebody who doesn't know how to play the game at all and tell them to hit back and square on a PlayStation or back and X on an Xbox controller. And all of Rachel's
Oh my god.
critical blows are mids. It's a mid. I would just tell somebody to do that until a certain move came
Right.
and they'd get away with it. Because most of her moves are mids. The shit that stuns is mostly mid. She barely has high. Low, high, mid.
That's
mid.
the thing. Like if somebody's just watching the gameplay, like that didn't know anything about the game, would be like, this shit's broken. But everything she's doing is counterable.
That's true. Literally everything. You got a life bar and a half using that fucking exploding.
That shit is ridiculous.
I like how the guy tells you how much damage it does.
Jesus Christ.
That's insane. She doesn't have to do much at all. But again, her problem is she has a lot of mids.
What? Bruh, I've never seen that fucking bomb on the island level.
What?
I've never seen that shit. That was new to me. Holy shit.
Shit fucked you up, didn't it?
Hell yeah. That's crazy to see some new shit in this fucking game that I've never seen before as long as I've been playing that shit.
What?
That is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but as far as dead or alive, like,
What we're getting at is it's underrepresented, doesn't get the hype it deserves.
I want to see Virtual Fighter make because that game, oh my god, that game. What are we gonna get into after Dead or Alive? That I said I can just open up a can of worms. Yeah.
Battle Royale.
Oh, fucking battle royale. I almost forgot. You reminded me.
I'm surprised I remembered.
Fucking fuck.
I was gonna say, uh, the only I'm curious to see the Call of Duty Battle Royale, just because I think it's gonna be trash.
So
Um,
here's my thing about Call of Duty Battle Royale.
it might blow up. That's the thing.
It might, but when you fucking play regular mode, it's basically Battle Royale.
Except you get respawns.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, how quickly you can die in that game.
I don't know how they're gonna work that out, because you do die pretty fucking quick in that shit.
It really does not take long to die. You just need the weapon with the highest fire rate. That's really it. You're good. No matter how powerful your gun is, if I can pump you a couple thousand times before you can get me, I'm probably gonna win. But battle royales are pissing me off because, and I know there's nothing we can do about it, but they're all cash grabs, you know? Like, I hate when people ask me if I play Fortnite. Because my answer is, yes, I play Fortnite. Before it was like saturated as shit. I played Fortnite when it was a fucking.
Oh, you mean the
zombie wave
actual
thing.
game?
The actual fucking game.
The shit that nobody plays anymore.
I pre-ordered the game. Like, and then fucking Battle Royale came out, and I'm like, okay. Like, I work with people that don't know shit about video games. Like, man, you check out that new Battle Royale? It's like the new fucking Madden or 2K. You know, it's like fuck. You know, so just it's like zombies, oversaturated, over fucking done, way too much of it.
I don't think you can oversaturate anything in video games. Like, as much as I feel like they do in movies. Like, I'm so tired of superhero movies and shit.
A lot of people are getting tired
But
of it.
with video games, you can make it like a different experience, or like, say, a game.
Battle Royales, tell me how that shit's different. Don't worry, I'll wait.
I only played one battle royale game, so I'm not phased out on it. I only played PUBG for like a couple days, and then I was
played
like,
the rest of them, man.
I'm
I know
straight.
that's a very general, like, fucked up statement. But if you played one, you've played them all.
I feel like, I don't know, dog. People be talking about Fortnite is so much different than PUBG, and it's like so much better.
Because you can build shit.
Yeah, the whole building thing. It's like a whole different aspect of it. I think it's annoying, because as soon as you shoot a motherfucker, these niggas building a whole goddamn mansion and shit. Like, but I never played this shit, so it doesn't really, like I said, like I don't like the art style, so I probably won't get into it.
You're already like turned away from
I'm
it.
definitely not getting into that Call of Duty Battle Royale. I just want to see what they're gonna do with it. Like, how is it gonna be? How are they gonna make it Call of Duty, but also Battle Royale? Because they like two completely different fucking things. I'm pretty sure that's why they put in Black Ops 4, they got that like healing stem. I'm pretty sure that's why they put that shit in there.
Stupid.
Yeah. They put it in the regular game, like, as a mechanic, instead of just putting it in the Battle Royale mode. Like,
Battle Royales, I don't know, there's too many of them. Like, every other game is trying to add a Battle Royale. There's another game that's trying to add a Battle Royale mode. Fucking why?
Because it works. It's just like you remember everybody's coming out with a MOBA, and I was like, man, I don't fuck with MOBAs. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers just want to make MOBAs and shit now. And now Overwatch is dominating that shit, and now everybody like, what's the next thing? The next thing is Battle Royale. PUBG was dominating, now it's Fortnite. Like, motherfuckers just want to be on top of the most trending category.
It pays the bills. Everybody's trying to be EA.
But the thing about zombies, I'm always gonna love zombie shit. But since we not gonna get
I
like
don't know how though you be loving that shit. Like
that shit's
I'm
great.
done with zombies.
Since
Everywhere you
we've been
turn.
waiting for a good zombie game since Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead
Like
2. And we not gonna get no Left 4 Dead 3. But
no,
that World War Z though, that shit look dope.
that game I would play. That's like a zombie game I would play.
Why
But
is that?
because the Z zombies like actually run at you. Like when I watch the gameplay, I'm like, okay, they run at you. That's cool. It's like when they run at you, it's a lot faster than most other ones in other games. And then they do the whole thing where they pile on each other.
It
I was like,
reminded
that's kind
me the closest game to that was Left 4 Dead 2. Like they did this, they wouldn't climb onto each other, but they would find some way to get to you wherever you were at. It was almost
yeah.
the same shit.
What I didn't mind Left 4 Dead 2, but I feel like this World War Z one's gonna be better. I just get tired of hearing about it because that shit always leads to like a fucking apocalypse question. Like everybody want to pretend they're fucking Captain America or some shit when the apocalypse comes. What would you do in a zombie apocalypse? Well, I would be the guy who stocked up on weapons. You don't fucking know that. Like I hate those fucking conversations. Like at first it was cool. And then for some reason everybody's trying to say some shit that they're not even sure of who the fuck they are. Like
I remember those conversations like a while back. I guess like we stopped talking about it like that. We just be like, you got to be ready for the zombie apocalypse. It's like a running joke with me and the homies.
no, them people take this shit. Everyone I talk to, but yeah, man, I would just kill myself. How do you know? You might end up being the person that saves us all.
I talked to
Well,
people who said that shit. Like, I would be dead. Like, what do you
like,
mean?
You don't. That's the thing. You don't know, and it's fun to speculate. But like every time something zombie comes out, people are like, well, I would run to the store because that's the best place to hide. How the fuck do you know you would do that? You and every other person on earth has that idea. Like, I would go to a gun. You don't even know where one is. I would use Google. Okay, now get to the gun store. I bet you half of everybody else already thought of that. Like, it's not original.
That shit's just funny, man.
That shit drives me up a wall. Like, I sometimes I won't lie. I'll get into the conversation because it's a lot of like hypothetical what ifs. But I just can't. I can't deal with the people that like talk about it like that shit's gonna happen tomorrow. It's like some people when they talk, they get so excited. It's like they want the world to fall into like an apocalyptic chaos. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, that's the appeal about it.
Yeah, that's what I hate.
I love that shit because
Like, yeah,
that's
man,
why I love watching like Walking Dead and shit. See how crazy motherfuckers are.
I can't wait till zombies come out. I'll show you my true side. I'm like, that now.
I ain't
Save
fucking
me
with
the
your ass.
Like, Adrian, what would you do? And I piss people off. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'll just wait till it gets here. Everybody trying to figure out how like you reanimate bodies and shit. Like everybody becomes a rocket scientist all of a sudden.
The idea of no government and no laws is fascinating. Like that's why The Purge, that whole concept, like they still making movies on that shit, even though like they only had one good one.
Yeah.
But it's just a good concept.
Well, it's because people like want to fuck with shit, but not actually be in it.
It's an
That's
escape.
really what it is. Yeah,
Like we want to escape the reality of like I just gotta wake up, go to work, so I can pay bills, so I can live another day. Like,
It's so depressing. You said it like it hurt you.
It does. Like if you think about it, it's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That's why we need that escape.
Damn, like write a book, some shit. Because some people have insane ideas. I'm like, well, like pitch it to somebody.
Some people don't know or don't have the courage to get that shit out.
Well, they better buck up or shut up.
Buck up or shut up.
No, I'm just
No,
being ignorant.
I feel
I
you
can't
though.
really, I I can't really say too much. I mean, that's why I tell people I don't know because I don't want to say some shit. And you really don't know. We could wake up tomorrow and the world just got fucked over because Russia and America was like, fuck the Cold War. It's hot now. Everybody knows. Like, and stuff gets blown up and, you don't really know. So when people ask me, I really try to tell them I don't know. They're like, you're no fun. Well, I'm enough to say something and then end up turn around. You guys find out I'm a liar in the actual apocalypse and you off me because you can't trust me. I thought ahead.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
like
know. I think the zombie trend is dead. I don't think the genre is ever gonna end though.
no,
But
I
I'm
actually
glad it's not
agree.
a trend anymore.
The trend was killing me.
We all we need is that Resident Evil 2 remake looks dope. We need a good
It does.
Resident Evil aside from whatever the fuck 7 was.
My favorite. I love Seven for the DLC where you play Ethan's brother, or not Ethan's brother, but fuck, the brother
I didn't even play
that.
that shit cuz
Oh
I
my
thought it was
god, hold
so
on.
far away from Resident Evil that I just didn't have an interest in it.
I mean, all you do is punch the shit out of everything. It gets to a point where you actually power bomb a fucking.
Damn, they went back to that shit. They was
Mm-hmm.
doing that shit. They didn't start that shit till 4. But 4 was like they wasn't really zombies. Like they just had the virus and would act like zombies.
Yeah.
So it made sense for them niggas to be doing that shit. Actually, it don't make sense for them niggas to be doing that shit,
No,
bro.
it really
This
don't.
nigga Leon was power bombing them niggas. Like he was suplexing them niggas. Like when he was suplexing, motherfucker, their head would explode and shit.
Fucking
I was like,
WWE and this shit.
I didn't even know you could do that shit. Like when I first started playing it, and
Mm-hmm.
then I finally got the option and I did it. I was like, what the fuck? Like he literally tossed a motherfucker, and the nigga
Yeah.
head exploded. I was like, damn. I thought fucking only Chris started doing that shit in 5, and I was like, just cause that
Well,
nigga buff,
nah,
don't
Chris was
mean
on fucking steroids and shit. I think he
for real
actually
though.
was on steroids.
That transformation, bro. I don't know what the hell they was thinking,
I I don't fucking know either.
but that nigga was punching the fuck out of every damn zombie. That's why
Yeah, I was
I
like,
like playing Sheva because she had realistic shit. Like she would roundhouse kick them niggas. She would be
well,
tornado kicking them niggas.
have you seen the fucking Resident Evil animated movie? Like with CG?
Oh, which one? We was
I
talking
don't know
about
what
whatchamacallit when I was there, the one that came out recently and was
I
like
forget which one it
in
is.
the theater. I got it actually. Let me look.
The one where fucking Leon is like
He was
on the
John Wick.
fucking motorcycles.
He was John
Yeah,
Wick
I
and
was like,
niggas.
none of this shit is
Bruh,
realistic.
that
You
shit
know,
was
like
lit.
no reload, none.
That shit was fucking dope though. I like they should have been doing this shit the whole damn time. Uh,
Man,
it's on my hard drive. I forgot what that shit was called. Let me just look that shit up. I think it's called because they had the first couple of them were like way more realistic,
yeah. No, I agree.
and then like it was one where they was stuck in an airport and shit, and then the zombies went off. That shit was crazy.
Man, Battle Royale is just
Vendetta.
I need them shits to end.
Yeah, it was Vendetta. That nigga was like, they saw that John Wick shit. They said, we got to do this,
Yeah, they did. They're like, you know what?
and
We gotta make this shit work.
that shit was dope. Did you watch that shit?
Was it the scene where Leon was on a motorcycle dog?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that whole one was fucking ridiculous. I was like, there's no way on.
That shit was dope because that nigga, that hallway scene was the best part.
I was like, none of these people are human.
He was putting in work with that nigga Chris. That nigga Chris was weak though, but that nigga did what he had to do.
Chris didn't have no, he didn't have no steroids to help him.
He didn't have. He was still kind of buff though. I can appreciate that. I appreciate that he wasn't like he wasn't roided out.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. He wasn't super roided. He was like coming off of it. Looked like
Yeah, that shit was dope.
fucking. I don't. I can't. I can't wait to play Dead or Alive 6, but it's gonna take fucking 7 years.
They said it's coming out next year. It seemed like they just trolled us with that. You know, we're not making DOA no more.
Right? They did. Like you saw the video, right?
I saw it a while back.
Where he was like, "Yeah, so we decided to not work on it. I was fucking up. Then you gonna turn around and fucking dick me down with a new release? The fuck? Excuse me. You can't just come in here and start fucking me up. Like, I really gave up on the game.
I
I'm like,
love
it's
it,
over.
man. Cause Capcom did the same thing with Marvel. They like, we're not making no more Marvels. They took that shit off the. They're not making any more physical copies. You couldn't even. I think you couldn't even buy it digitally, right? Like they took it off the
No, you could.
marketplace.
Well, for a little bit.
But then they came out
Like,
with that garbage. I just hope they don't do that shit. Like
Capcom Infinite was fucking ass.
they cannot do that.
That shit was Marvel vs. Capcom Finite. That shit had it in me. As soon as they released that fucking shit. Garbage ass game. Weak ass,
Oh
dick ass
man.
graphics. I could literally go into like Maya myself and make better shit than what I saw. I seen Photoshop pictures that fooled me better than those weak ass graphics.
Yeah, man. That's I can't believe it.
But in the gameplay, was it like 2 characters as opposed to 3 because they were trying to be fucking innovative because people were complaining. Yet there was still infinites in the fucking game as soon as it was released.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, we're trying to stop infinite combos, and like matches would take fucking forever too.
Yeah, insane amount of health in that shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, because you can switch out pretty much any time, it would just make it makes the lockdown like so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
When that nigga Sonic Fox was playing, he used that one character, I forgot his name, from Darkstalkers, and that nigga just throw out like the little scythe, and it would sit there and spin, and it would lock you down in the corner, and then he just switch characters and mix you up. I
So,
thought they was doing something.
question. I'm veering off because I just am. What is your opinion on Sonic Fox?
Uh, I mean, I'm not gonna
Not
say
really. Well, I don't want to say just in general, all encompassing. Because as a player, he's clearly proven himself.
right.
But
Like,
like every time I log on to read something, it's always him being in a fight with somebody else, and I don't know if it's for publicity or it's because he's basically like a kid and he's like, "Fuck everybody, I'm God." Like 'cause he is that's what he does.
I think, well, that shit's definitely gone to his head at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the nigga's not good. I will say the motherfucker usually goes for top tier.
Really.
Hell yeah.
I haven't really paid attention to his character choices.
Why not?
The
I
only
always do.
game.
If
So
anybody who's good, I always pay attention to their character. I have way more respect for a motherfucker who uses low tier and wins as opposed to high tier and wins.
hmm.
Like
Okay.
that one dude, uh, that one Japanese player who whipped everybody's ass with Beautiful Joe and Rocket and fucking Frank West. I have the most respect for that motherfucker because before that point, everybody was like, this nigga, all 3 of those characters were trash. And he came in
Yeah.
there and said, look, bitch, like, I'm a god. And won the whole damn tournament with these low tier characters. That
That's true.
is some fire shit.
In Street Fighter 4 back in the glory days, there was this character. You remember El Forte?
Nah.
All right, so I'm gonna show you.
Oh no, I do remember that character.
Okay, at first he was considered kind of a joke, you know,
Yeah.
and then this dude Pepe Dye comes out of nowhere, and just like you said, just starts showing up at tournaments and playing this dude like no one's ever seen him, like just like beating the shit out of people. I was like, holy, it actually made me interested in the character, even though I hate his guts. But like, I was just kind of like, damn. But it's like, yeah, the only time I paid attention, because you know I'm a big Street Fighter fan. The only time I really paid attention to him, because I personally don't like Mortal Kombat that much. It's just not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the animation style pisses me the fuck off. How do you have that beautiful a graphic animation looks like shit? That shit like makes me want to fight
Do you
whoever
think?
was in charge of that shit.
Do you think they're getting better with their animations at all? Because they just, that Injustice
Like,
2.
slightly. Like Injustice 2 is beautiful. But why do the characters all have shitty animation? Time the animation is good is when it's like a cutscene, you know?
Yeah.
But when they actually fight, it's like super cartoony and super like the physics are dumb, like the wall bounce. They didn't even fucking try. Like
Yeah.
this shit pisses me off. That's why I can't play Mortal Kombat. It's like I feel like they're wasting asset. I'm sure that like the gameplay itself, I've seen it. It's like it's not that bad. I kind of like Injustice. I just can't get over them being lazy with the animation. But I digress. Fucking the only time I paid attention to Sonic Fox was when he played Fang in Street Fighter. You know, he's not been on that game since. Because they mopped the floor with his ass. Like he was there was a point where he was actually doing pretty well. Like
I
he
feel
was
like
playing
like
top players.
he tried to play with a low tier character, and that's what happened. Like, and I remember Fang was like, "That nigga's pretty broken."
Now he's way better. Now he's way better. Back then he was fucking ass. Like I play Alex, who's literally at the bottom of the tier list.
I can see that happening. I watched some news a while back that he had called out he didn't really call out the Smash community, but he called them out. And
Oh yeah, I remember
you saw
that
that?
tweet where Zero ended up challenging him because he was like, he had said something along the road.
He actually challenged Zero.
Yeah, because because he was like, oh, Smash isn't really like a fighting game, and, you know, because A, B, and C. He said, but you got to respect those guys for like, you know, the amount of effort and the shit that actually goes into the game.
Yeah.
You know, and Zero was just kind of Zero didn't really pop up later. Like a bunch of shit happened, and Zero, I don't know if you remember that tweet. Zero was like, he was like, "Oh, you in the wrong neighborhood. You gonna get fucked up." Basically, it's like he started going back and forth.
Oh, right.
And he's like, "I'll beat your ass, little boy." Basically.
He was like,
but,
"I respect you, but if you come over here, you gonna get that ass whipped."
Yeah, basically, he's like, "I respect you as a player. I know you're done, but like, you can't come on my turf, like, basically disrespecting our shit. Like, I will fuck you up."
I can't wait for that match, and I'm curious who he's gonna pick, cause I know it's gonna be some top tier character.
You think so?
I know it's gonna be. There ain't no way that nigga coming into Smash and picking a low tier character and putting in work with him.
Huh.
This nigga gonna play like Falcon or Sheik, one of them fast, broken ass motherfuckers that have no fucking recovery.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what happens. First of all, you gotta learn the damn meta in that shit, which is run and shield. Run and shield.
Yeah.
And all the damn mechanics. I think that shit's gonna be funny.
I'm curious. Yeah, look, because I do agree. I think with Sonic Fox, it has gotten to his head a little bit.
It definitely
'Cause
has.
it's
Like nobody even roots for this motherfucker anymore.
Really? Like, I don't watch his streams enough, like, or watch him.
I've been
'Cause it
watching
used
the
to be-
Dragon Ball Fighters NOBC, which they do like every week, and he'll show up to a couple of them. And you know, Yipes, that nigga
Yeah.
Yipes, he don't never want that nigga to win.
I love Yipes.
That nigga's hilarious, bro. That
I
nigga's like
fucking
the
love
best
Yipes.
commentator ever.
Yeah.
He don't never want that nigga Fox to win. He like, I respect you, Fox, but bruh, like, I think
Well,
he thinks he's too cocky. Like,
yeah, that's what it is. Shit got to his head, which is why personally I was glad when Go One put him on his ass the first time they fought.
Goichi, that's his competition. And that nigga,
Yeah.
Hook Gang God, Hook Gang.
Yep. Oh my god.
That shit's funny, bruh. Yeah, he got a little
Fucking
competition now. He can't be, but it's insane the amount of games that nigga plays. I
I'm
watched
just
one a little while back. He was still playing MK9. He lost, but he still made it to grand final. So I'm like, damn, you still playing that shit? I was like,
still.
he didn't even come up on. He came up on fucking Injustice because they let the motherfucker. Oh no, it was MKX. My bad. When they had that launch tournament, that ESL launch tournament when it came out, and they let the motherfuckers play the game before it came out, and this nigga ran broken ass Aaron Black with that fucking command grab. Oh my god. That shit was ridiculous.
He was fucking everybody up. Like
it wasn't even a tournament. Like, like nobody stood a chance against that nigga.
I also think like fucking that whole perfect legend thing with him.
I saw that shit recently. Actually, there was a video like documenting the whole thing. That 13-0. Oh man,
that was like dirty. That shit was dirty.
Oh my god. First to 10, 10-0. I would have just left.
And what sucks is he's never gonna live that shit down. Like,
yeah, right.
I was like, fuck, man. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. I will say though, the nigga used fucking katana. That broken ass bitch will put 6 fans in your ass, and you can't even break that shit. That shit's disgusting, bruh. But he didn't even run his main, so I give him that shit.
Yeah, he didn't.
I feel like first in that match, that nigga PL wasn't doing shit. Like Kung Lao is supposed to be aggressive as shit with that hat, and he wasn't using that shit enough at all. Kung Lao was OP when that shit first came out because nobody knew what to do against that shit. Like he always had some kind of answer. But that shit got exposed like years ago.
Like how long ago? Like how many years? Fucking.
We just got Injustice 2, and that shit was out before that. It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. Like, that's interesting. Okay, so I was wondering because, like I said, I'm kind of tired of Sonic's Fox. I don't know him as a person. It's just like I feel like he's just stirring up trouble on purpose.
Hey, get your money, bro.
Yeah, like nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's just like, damn, dude. Like, you causing people to lose their damn minds. Like, no one's taking away that he's good at all. But I agree. I think it got to his head. I wonder if he's gonna run into what Punk ran into though.
What happened to Punk?
Was like, so.
I remember that Claudia was watching the tournament, and she's like, "This dude Punk is just like an asshole," and that nigga won. Like, it was hilarious.
When he first came out, he was playing Karen.
Karen, yeah.
And nobody really played against her like that. He exploited her walk speed and like her counters. Like,
I hate that bitch because her damn neutrals are so fucking good.
Well, she got nerfed because of his ass.
That's great.
So what ended up happening was he would go to these tournaments and like he
disrespect
would literally
everybody.
He would just talk shit, and it was a tactic obviously to get in his head, you know.
Yeah.
And like in the Street Fighter community, like they don't take to that shit very well. Especially when like they hold like people like the Japanese guys or whatever, the players that are really very high like Daigo, and Punk didn't give a fuck. He was like, "Shit, I knew you was gonna wake up and do that super." So I just said, "I'm with the standing fierce and then going to the uppercut." And I think, like, fucking, that was Punk. He'd be like, he was like, "Yeah, you want me? I won't even play my main against you." He would do it, but eventually, what ended up happening in Evo, and Evo, when he went up to against Tokido, he was mopping the floor with Tokido. But then Tokido figured his shit out. He was like, "I'm about to fuck you up," and a lot of the commentators were saying it was an experience gap because this is like Punk's first big, huge stage where Tokido's been trying to get this shit his whole fucking life. So the nerves kicked in him. Because at the end of the tournament, Punk started crying.
Wow.
And then ever since then, he's never been the same.
He never made it to like top 8 or nothing.
Nah, he made it up. He made it the top a few times, but then he just started dropping. And then it's been mainly. That's when Mina RD popped up. But now Mina RD's getting his ass whooped. It's the Japanese players, man. They don't give a fuck. Well,
this nigga started crying like a little bitch.
Yeah.
You can't be talking shit and then fucking start crying, bro. Come on, son.
Exactly what he did. The biggest difference between Japanese players and American, and it's been said a million times over, is when Japanese players lose to each other, they teach each other, like, the games, you know? Like, oh, you lost because you did this and I did this. Oh, here's the secret tech to get an unblockable. Here's what you do on a wake up, you know?
Yeah.
American players, they're like, look, hey dog, I whoop the fuck out of you. Don't you ever come to my house again. If I see you again, I'm gonna hit you with the same string. You're like, how'd you do? Hey, fuck you, a magician never reveals his secrets, bitch. You just like, how the fuck am I supposed to learn? So then when the Japanese come in and beat the fuck out of us, Americans want to be confused and shit.
Right.
Like, they've been playing each other for so fucking long, and they already knew the stuff we did, and they taught each other. That's how you get better. Not fucking Americans. We just like shitting on each other.
That's crazy because most of the time, I don't feel like it's like tech that makes you lose. It's usually like, oh, I'm in a mix-up situation and I guess wrong, or this. I did an attack, but he did it at like a lesser frame attack, so he got the hit off first. Like, it's some shit like that happens.
Yeah.
But
it is.
Tech-wise, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, like the Japanese, man. When them unblockables came out in Street Fighter, I'm pretty sure it was a Japanese player that figured that shit out. Like, I was like, damn, I didn't know it existed until somebody figured it out. It's usually a Jap. That's what separates them from us. Like, even in when Mina RD was big, he's from the Dominican Republic. They play with each other all the time and teach each other new things. They're eager to teach each other. He was dominant. He won Capcom Pro Cup like last year or whatever. I think Americans just need to get their shit together and like help each other, as opposed to like bashing each other. Like, you know, talking shit's good and all.
Yeah.
But like, teach me how the fuck you whoop my ass. Because then it forces you to adapt and make new strategies to beat me now that I figured that out. It makes you a better all-around player.
Right.
You know?
I can't say shit for that damn 13-0. I feel like this motherfucker Kung Lao doesn't do enough damage, number one. And he wasn't using enough. He wasn't being aggressive enough.
Kung Lao's not that viable anymore.
And that shit got exposed.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe he tried to use that nigga. I thought he would use like Predator or some other OP motherfucker.
Probably should have, especially knowing who he was going up against.
That's why I can't fuck with that shit. Them damn tier lists are too concrete. You feel me? Like, if a motherfucker using like, it was like in that match, that nigga was using Kung Lao. That nigga's trash. He was using fucking broken ass katana. Like,
he said Kung Lao of all people.
I couldn't
It's like,
believe it.
hey, look, y'all, he lost.
For the whole 13 matches, he used that nigga.
Yeah,
That's some crazy shit. That's like if I
there
came
are.
in there, if I was trying to use Melina and she's hella low tier,
Yeah,
all these other ones, she has like one overhead that's slow as fuck, and everybody else has these fucking 2 frame overheads and shit.
that's the one thing about that game. They fuck. Their overheads
That's
are
what,
quick as fuck.
like, after MK9 they started that shit. Like Injustice had those like string overheads and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can start off with an overhead and it would lead into a target combo or some shit, and then you
That
can
shit
get
is
a full
absurd.
combo off it. That shit's ridiculous.
That shit is
That's
completely
why,
absurd.
you know that one dude, I can't even remember his name, but he uses the flash. He be
Fuck.
beating everybody with the flash.
But
That
yeah.
nigga be using that overhead. That nigga
Damn,
has
you're right.
like a 5 or 6 frame overhead or some shit. Like how the fuck?
Fucked up ass overhead, son.
It's literally just a guessing game at that point.
Yeah. That's fucking insane. I'm probably gonna buy Street Fighter for the PC. I'm sick of playing it on PlayStation.
I can't believe you even buying games for the goddamn PS4.
That's the only system I play, really. Cause like at the end of the day, like I still love a console because my computer's not nearly strong enough to like, you know,
I don't
hold
even
all
give a
this fucking
fuck.
shit.
Like,
Ah!
if my shit wasn't strong enough, I'd be running that shit on low settings, bruh. But I still be
God
running that shit. Cause
dang.
one, you gonna get the games cheaper. And
Okay,
two,
all right. Go ahead.
you
Okay.
don't have to pay for the online.
Okay. All right. Oh shit. Okay. Over here going in. Wait. Please. Over here fucking me up.
Oh man.
My PC can play most games. It just doesn't look like it can. That's the hilarious one. The fuck is Dab Man? Oh, people just need to not make things.
What are you looking at?
My ass is in the fucking Steam store because I was like, I want to see how much Street Fighter 5 is, and then I went, you get down like a fucking hole before you know it.
You just missed the sale. That motherfucker was probably on sale for like half off or some shit.
Ain't this a bitch?
The summer sale, I think it ended on the 5th. I couldn't even buy nothing, man. I'm broke in a motherfucker.
Oh, by the way, don't play fucking Vampire. That game is a piece of fucking rotten
You
shit.
know what? I was watching the
That
nigga
game is
TBH stream that shit, and I was like, this
garbage.
shit looks trash.
The game is garbage.
Like the combat looks boring as fuck. Like he was doing like one combo, and then he would do the same special over and over. So I'm like, is there anything like deeper than? And then the slash he was doing, like the basic hit he has,
Yeah.
looks garbage. Nothing is style. It looks like a bunch of regular motherfuckers on the street fighting.
Yeah, it was, dude, it was ass.
I was wondering
Like,
why he was playing that shit. I think he was sponsored low key though.
hold on, let me see if I can find this. Hold on, Drone and I did a video. I just gotta find the fucking video.
On that game?
Yes, like we didn't even. As a matter of fact, we didn't even get. I don't know. We played it for like an hour. No, I can't. Like we did not. We did not last through that shit at all. This shit is too big. That shit said your files are too powerful.
Oh, Discord.
Oh! Yeah, it was like nope. 8 megs is the
That's the
most you
limit.
can get out of this shit. I'm
You
like,
gotta
excuse
put
the fuck out of
either
me?
a link or a fucking small ass video.
Let me see if I can put this shit.